So without further ado, we'll jump into a basic task which you will be carrying out pretty much in the first weeks of coming to college. One of the first ones we'll be trying out today is the T-halving. To carry out the T-halving, we need some of the tools that we've just shown in the previous clip. So I've pre-selected these. So that's a tenon saw, the marking gauge, the tri-square and the steel ruler. And the most important tool, pencil. So selecting two pieces of timber from the timber rack, we'll begin to mark out the timber. So after selecting two pieces of timber, we'll begin to mark out for the T-halving joint. So roughly in the middle of the timber one, I'm going to mark out face side and face edge on timber one. Face side and face edge on timber two. And roughly from the middle, marking out 45 millimeters. I can then use the tri-square to square the line completely around the timber. Using the marking gauge, we will mark the centre of the timber, which the section of timber to be removed. This has already been preset at 15 millimeters, as the timber is 30 millimeters across. Just to identify the line a little bit clearer, we can now run the pencil through the groove we've just created. And then what I also like to do is draw some lines on the section of timber that is to be removed. Picking up timber 2, slightly different this time. We're going to create the T by marking out the top section of the timber. So again, 45 millimeters down from the top this time. Again, squaring completely around the timber, both sides. Again, using the marking gauge, working away from yourself. And again, scoring the timber with your pencil. The section of timber to come out this time is the one underneath. As shown there. So now we can begin to cut the timber that we've just marked out. We must ensure we've got a nice clean working area without any clutter, any rubbish or any tools that are unnecessary for the job. First of all, I will do 3 clean strokes in a backward action just to prevent the saw from jumping out of line. Cutting on the waist side of the pencil line, all the way down to the centre line that you've just marked out. Removing the bench hook from the vise, we can place the timber locked into position safely into the vise, and then cutting with the grain on your vertical line. As you can see, that's created a nice clean cut. Moving on to the second piece of timber, we'll need to take out this section to allow that to slot into there. So again, bench hook, tight into the vise, and again sewing on the waist side of the pencil line. On both sides. Then to take the middle section out, we must use a chisel, beveled edge chisel, and a mallet. For this, it's advised that we use safety goggles. Again, I can trap the timber in the vise, making it nice and rigid and safe to work on. So I'll mark the pencil line out with a chisel. I'll just add one more cut down the centre of the timber to be removed, just making it a little bit easier to notch out. Working from both sides of the timber to prevent any breakages on the timber and any splits occurring. The final touches to the second timber, smoothing out, and there you have it, Halving.